entity being the persistence, CMP. Container manage the persistence. The EJB container automatically persists the EJB objects, usually to a relational database where each type of object is represented as a table and each instance of the object is a row in that table. So persistence means the container always keep or maintain the instance of this entity being until what? Until what? Until the instance of this EJB is not useful, is not required anymore. It's not required anymore. So being managed persistence. The EJB container calls being measured when it is appropriate for the bin to load, save, or update data, enforcing transactions without the transaction code written by the bin developer. So we can see the first is called CMP. CMP means the container is responsible for managing the persistence. Okay, managing the persistence. Being managed persistence means the bin itself is responsible for the persistence. Okay, so we can see that the container for the CMP, the EJB container persists the EJB objects. In other words, if there's no request from the client, the container will also maintain the EJB objects. Okay, for the CMP. Now for the BMP, if there's no request from the clients, the bin, the EJB object will destroy the EJB objects. The EJB container calls be measured when it is low. But if there's no such a measure, the bin will just kill the EJB object. We just kill or just unload the EJB objects. Okay, this is called BMP. Now, read this slide carefully to know what is the CMP, what is the BMP, and what's the difference between them. Okay, for 3 minutes. Session bins. Session bins just perform work for a client application. For example, a session bin could charge a credit card for a specific transaction. So we can see that the session bin is always used for what? To just perform a work, to finish a business process, right? To finish business process. Now, if we talk about the session bin, we always talk about its state. Now, stateful and stateless. A stateful bin maintains a conventional state with a client. The client perceives that it is only talking to one bin, and that bin maintains information between calls. In other words, a session bin, if it is a stateful bin, this stateful bin will maintain a media record, a media status of the EJB. Now, what is a stateless? A stateless bin maintains no client information between method calls. The container can substitute bins as necessary between method calls. In other words, stateless will record nothing about specific call. Stateless bin will not record anything about a specific call. Now, the stateful will record the state, will record the data of a specific call, and then they will just continue from this state for the execution. Okay, so please read this slide to understand what is a stateful, what is a stateless. Okay, so just for 3 minutes.